Hello and welcome to another edition of the Winedown video blogs. Today I'm going to talk about two new dessert wines here at the Winedown Cafe. First one, Madeira. So we're going to talk about Madeira real quick. Madeira is it's kind of very similar to port. It's a fortified wine, and they kind of discovered it, kind of by accident, kind of just like port. But basically, they basically make wine. They fortify it with grape spirit because they had fortified it to basically travel long distances, and basically it's fortified with an alcohol spirit. But with Madeira, what would happen is because of where it was coming from, basically the heat in the ships basically Madeirized the wine, basically oxidized it. And they found that, wow, this was actually really good. So now they do this on purpose, and they do this in two ways. They will literally store the oak barrels of the wine in kind of like an attic for a period of time. And what happens is basically the heat within that attic space basically Madeirizes the wine, oxidizes it. Or they do it in a cheaper method sometimes, is they'll physically put it into like a heat room and turn up the heat within that room with steam. But what you get with this wine, and I hope that you can really see it, but it's a very golden color, like very, very brown, the brown golds, and that's really the oxidization of that wine, basically. So let's go through with this wine a little bit. So raisins, one of the first things that comes through, but then caramel, lots of caramel notes. There's caramel, there's vanilla, there's toffee. Like, those are the notes that really come through on this. And these wines today, these are great dessert wines. Pair sweet with sweet. Fantastic. All those flavors that I just described on the nose kind of come through on the palate. Again, vanilla, caramel, toffee, all those things. A wonderful mouthfeel, very good viscosity. Just a wonderful, after dinner with dessert or by itself, a wonderful way to end your evening. That's wine number one. Wine number two is Vinsanto. Vinsanto is it's basically what it means is wine of the saints. So this comes from Tuscany. This is a wonderful little treat from Tuscany, and these grapes are picked, and then they are put into a kind of like it's like a large room with trellises that they can kind of basically put literally the grapes over, and they hang them. And they let them dry with just air circulation. And once they dry, basically a lot of the water evaporates, and what you're left with is a lot of the sugar. And then they vinify and press these. But the thing that makes it interesting is they put the Vinsanto away probably for anywhere between 3 to 5 years. This particular bottle is a 2005. But it is a wonderful little treat. Discovered this when I was in Tuscany last September, and it's one of those things like everybody should try. But I was very happy to be able to bring one in here at the Winedown. So let's take a look at the Vinsanto. Again, color again very golden brown, maybe amber on this one too. So the nose on this one is a little bit more raisiny. There's a lot of honey and like clove kind of going on in there too. Little dates, some dates. A little bit of caramel. And what's interesting about this, the SANTO, and here at the Winedown, this is the way we'll serve it. We'll serve it with some biscotti. This wine is meant to be enjoyed with a little bit of biscotti. Rich flavor. Again, those dates, the caramel, a little vanilla coming through. Again, this sat in small oak barrels for 5 years. But the wonderful thing is a little dipping of the biscotti, and just get on in there. Those flavors are fantastic together. You get the sweetness of the cookie, the sweetness of the SANTO, ignore the foam, and they just go fantastically together. So next time you're in the Winedown Cafe and you want an after dinner drink, you may want to reach for either one of these two wonderful dessert wines. Alright, I thank you very much, and we'll see you next time on the Winedown video blogs.